Even all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Yahweh Chakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, very great millstone. Peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect. Going to do a commentary on the video done by Isabel Brown titled Elites Just Told Us How They'll Silence Us.
This first one is from our buddy John Kerry. Speaking this week to a gathering of the World Economic Forum, shocker, I want you to listen very closely to what John Kerry is telling you they want to accomplish.
And I think the dislike of and anguish over social media is just growing and growing and growing. And it's part of our problem, particularly in democracies, in terms of building consensus around any issue. It's really hard to govern today. You can't, there's no, the referees we used to have to determine what's a fact and what isn't a fact have kind of, been eviscerated to a certain degree.
So, you heard that, right? This is the former Secretary of State, an American diplomat, a very prominent politician, and a very forward-facing figure of the Democrat Party in the United States today, telling the World Economic Forum, we in positions of power, the proverbial they, have anguish over social media platforms, over shows like this one, because it doesn't allow us to build consensus the same way we've traditionally built consensus in America in the past. The referees, his word, not mine, that we previously had in determining facts have been eviscerated. Because in your pocket, the average person can pick and choose who they listen to and what sources they seek out. So we can't referee, aka censor, what we want to censor to build consensus.
And people go and then people self-select where they go for their news or for their information. And then you just get into a vicious cycle. So it's really, really hard, much harder to build consensus today than at any time in the 45, 50 years I've been involved in this. And there's a lot of discussion now about how you curb those entities in order to guarantee that you're going to have, some accountability on facts, et cetera. But look, if people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick and, has an agenda and they're putting out disinformation.
Ironic, I would say.
Our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just, hammer it out of existence.
So the First Amendment, which is the freedom of speech, needs to be gone. And these are the topics that they're talking about. And yes, these are the so-called world leaders. He said this at WEF. And that's the thing. They said democracy basically has to go. That's the whole discussion that Ms. Brown here is going to bring out. Democracy is supposed to mean that the people have a freedom of choice, which was always an illusion in the first place. When Esau Edom, the devil, the so-called white man, goes to infiltrate other countries and sovereignties, he tries to overthrow the government by implementing democracy, which that in turn allows him to use his money and power to plant puppets in, whereas before he wouldn't be able to do that if they've already had a system set up, who's going to be next ruler. So if they so-called implement democracy, then they can infiltrate and set up their own puppets and say, oh, look, you can't beat this. This is a system the people chose. But just like how the devil operates, when he gives, he wants to take away. So what he does is he speaks in both sides of his mouth. In one mouth, he says that, these sovereignties need democracy. It's just so oppressive over there. They need democracy. But then in his other mouth, which is, you can say in his hometown, he's saying we got to take democracy away, because that's really the point, is we got to take your thoughts away and you need to just listen to what we tell you. And we need to control the narrative 100% of the time. So if we say that everybody needs to get vaccines, then that's just what it's going to be, or else you'll die. And we can't have people trying to expose us, and we can't have people with their own mind able to dictate and go against what we say. So on one hand, we gave them so-called First Amendment, but now we need to take it away. And yes, they're going to take it away.
Our First Amendment, and I quote, stands as a major block to our ability to just hammer it out of existence. It being what the government, what the entrenched bureaucrats, what the elite deem to be misinformation. Do you believe me now? There have been people warning you about this for years. And everyone said, that's insane. Sure, they might want more regulation. Sure, they might want more control. Sure, they might want more government. But they could never just get rid of the Constitution. In order for us to build consensus, we have to consider curbing this problem of social media.
Yeah, the people are in denial because they don't want to accept the reality that they're living in the end of their world. Even your average people today who I even speak to just open up their eyes to a few things about how things are done intentionally for the sake of gain, for the sake of money. A lot of them are willing to reject that because they don't want to admit that, like even their own money system is based off of debt. When you just examine the money system, you'll see that it's designed to always keep you poor, always keep you in debt. The entire economy is based off of debt. You got good credit when you have a lot of debt. You got bad credit, or your credit goes down when you have less or little debt, when you actually pay off your debt. It's all designed to keep you in a hole. And people don't even want to accept that reality because then it makes it seem like that the world that they're living in isn't what they thought it would be, isn't so peaches and cream, and that the powers that be are actually manufacturing consent, they're manufacturing disease, health problems, they're manufacturing sickness. They're doing all these things on purpose. And the people I just can't believe that my government would do that. I just can't believe Esau Edom, the so-called white man, would do something like that. I have to trust in the system. And that's why they want to be in denial. All right. The average American, they can be in denial. But if you're an Israelite, you're supposed to be awoke to the truth of the matter of your situation. All you have to do is examine the things that are and the things that are and that will be and that what they want to be. You already know what they want to be. But this topic of what? Generating consensus, meaning they want everybody to be in a herd-like mentality. What the wicked elite say goes, and they just need the people to fall in line. They can't allow people to have the ability to critical think. Really what they're trying to ultimately do away with is faith. Faith has to go, because the greatest enemy to Satan and his power, you could say, is faith. If you have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua and you're even willing to lose your life, then he has no power over you. Fear is his greatest strength. Fear is his greatest strength. He has many strengths, but fear probably is his greatest. The fear means that you are afraid to lose, and you will do what the devil says in order to keep or to maintain. So if fear of losing your job, fear of losing your income, fear of losing your life is, if that is your main, if that triumphs, if fear triumphs all of your other beliefs, then they have complete control over you. And they can't have those who have faith to say, no, I'm not doing that. I fear Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. So faith is the main issue. It's the number one issue for the wicked elite and their agenda, because Satan runs this world. And since they're moving, they're operating by Satan, they have to get rid of faith. And that's why they talk about the general consensus. We need people to basically fall in line and do as we say. And we have to completely eradicate faith. We have to get rid of people who have the truth. And this is what's going to lead to the famine of the word. This is all to stop people from spreading the gospel, from teaching the fear of the Lord, from teaching the truth. That's what this is all about. But the average American doesn't know. They're like, oh, they want to get rid of our free speech. It all leads up to the famine of the word. That's the truth of the matter. They want to stop people from promoting the truth. They want to stop the Israelites. They want to stop us. Because if we promote Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, if we promote the Most High and the Son, we're promoting herbs, we're promoting the truth, we're promoting faith, we're promoting fear of the Lord, we're promoting everything involving the Most High as the God of the earth, the God of the planet and the people. and they want to be the gods of the people. So they need your mind and your will and your soul bowed to them, bowed to the system, which all lines up with Revelation 13.
Said by John Kerry himself, but the First Amendment stands as a major roadblock in our journey to get there.
What we need is to win the ground, win the right to govern by hopefully having, winning enough votes that you're free to be able to implement change.
We need to win enough votes, we meaning the elite, but I'm not even going to glorify this as just saying the Democrat Party or the left. He's saying the government. And this is part of the reason I changed my registration to be an independent several months ago. But the same people who are all in bed with one another, sometimes literally, because Washington is just so lovely and ironic that way. That's a tangent we're not going to go on right now. The same people who are all in bed together, who have been for longer than twice the time we've been alive, they need to win the ground. They need to win, in his words, the right to govern so that they can effectuate change.
In other words, the Bill of Rights, the amendments, all that needs to go to when we implement our new world order. We have to implement new rules, new change, new government, and they've already written really what they wanted. Those Georgia Guidestones, the mystery. Nobody knows how they got there. They're telling you exactly what they want. So they need to take away your right to speak, the right to bear arms, your right to think. You're not supposed to have any of that. This is for the new world agenda, the new world order, which according to the scriptures is the image of the beast. The Roman system reincarnated all over again, which I've done several videos on it. But when you look up Augustus, he changed the system from a democracy to an empire. And in fact, I got it queued up. I have it as a bookmark. It says Rome's transition from republic to empire. Rome transitioned from a republic to an empire after power shifted away from a representative democracy to a centralized imperial authority with the emperor holding the most power. And in this case, the emperor will be the wicked elite, the WEF. They're going to be the governing power. So he stripped away power from the people, and he himself was the king and the ruler, and he dictated everything. It's all happening again, but by way of the wicked elite, the international bankers. And that is the Roman Empire being brought back again.
Change of what? Getting rid of our roadblocks. Eviscerating your constitutional right to seek out whatever information you want, free from the referees of the government, to eviscerate the First Amendment. Are they even interested in doing democracy anymore? The World Economic Forum asks John Kerry. Listen very carefully to what he has to say.
Now, obviously, there are some people in our country who are prepared to implement change in other ways.
AKA Kamala Harris is prepared to implement that change.
And
so
that's
you're questioning really if democracy can survive unregulated social media.
I think democracies are very challenged right now and have not proven they can move fast enough or big enough to deal with the challenges that we are facing.
Democracies are our very challenge right now. And democracies have not yet proven that they can move fast enough and big enough to deal with the challenges that we are facing right now. Says the freaking party screaming at you at the top of their lungs that democracy is on the ballot, that democracy is at stake with who you vote for, that in order to preserve democracy, you only have one choice: to vote in the left. When it is the left telling you out loud, yeah, we said democracy is on the ballot, we're blaming it on the other guy, but we mean it. Democracies aren't quick or big enough.
And that's why you shouldn't listen to the serpent. We're going to finish that, but they're telling you, Kamala saying, if you don't vote for me, then you won't have any freedom moving forward. Vote for me. But if she was to get in office, the first thing she's going to do is, all right, we got to do away with this freedom of speech. Yeah, I mean, it's just blatantly obvious these people are the devil that the Bible speaks of. And it's being made known. Okay. Proverbs 26, verse 24. He that hateth disassembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. Meaning, he that has a plan, he that hateth you, he's going to prepare his lips and his deceit of what to tell you, how beguile you. It says, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. And that's the spirit of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He has an agenda. The agenda ultimately is the famine of the word. It's to shut down the prophets from teaching the truth, from teaching the Bible. The Bible has to go. Has to. Everything is regarding around the scriptures. Everything's revolving around the scriptures. You can't push an LGBT training agenda with people who are understood of the scriptures, who are understood of the Bible, people who have faith in the Most High, people who have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's why part of you showing your allegiance to the system is to be a tranny, is to be an LGBT, because you can't be a transgender LGBT and fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua at the same time. You may think you can, but you can't. And that's how Satan knows he got you. So that's why they have to push it in the kids, in the schools and all that, because they know that no matter what, if they can get you to play for the other team, so to speak, if they can get you to change your plumbing, if they can get you to be a LGBT, to be a sodomite, then they know that you are about to Satan, because you can't be that and be fearful of Yahweh Shem Yahushua at the same time. You see, and that's why you won't ever see or hear LGBT that's against America. That's oxymoron. You can't do it, because your ability and even your way of thinking to be a freely, openly LGBT in this land is because of with the laws that is passed. And that's why you're either for the system or you aren't. Right?
To handle the problems we're facing right now, to silence and censor ordinary people, to shut them up so that we can keep determining what are facts and what is fiction, so that we can be the referee on building consensus for the values of a society, not the people, we, the government. Democracies are not yet proven, says John Kerry. Okay?
And to me, that is part of what this race, this election is all about.
And that is what this election is all about. Continue going down the path of democracy or eviscerate it in the name of stopping misinformation and getting rid of the roadblocks to be the referee of what is true and what is not. Don't take it from me. Don't shoot the messenger. But I'm just telling you, the quiet part is getting louder and louder and louder.
Yeah, they want to take away your rights. They gave them to you, now they want to take them away. They want to take away your ability to use the internet for any other purpose than what they say. They want to, why do you think they making themselves the main, they want to create a monopoly. They want to create your main source of news, information, and media. That's why Facebook, what used to be Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those are owned by the same person. Twitter is owned by Elon Musk, which he's just playing a part. He's so-called allowing you to have your freedom, but he's juiced in, so he can flip that anytime. And the only thing they have a problem with is TikTok. Why? Because they say we can't have this stuff. Can't have people doing stuff all freely. We need to control. And yes, this is what they want to do, and they've been telling you that they want to do that. The prophets been telling you that. Even in the 90s, prophets was telling you that, and it would just seem so far-fetched. But every little plan and step they've initiated was towards this goal. It's initiating the image of the beast, and it's going to be made manifest to all.
The closer we get to Election Day, and this should royally piss you off, but it it's not just John Kerry, who, yes, is a major figure in Democrat politics. He's a classic 80-year-old who's run for president like more times than I can possibly remember. He was the Secretary of State. He's been in politics and diplomacy for forever, like longer than anyone can even begin to remember. This is what I mean by the proverbial they. But it's not just politicians who are beginning to make this argument this week. In fact, the proverbial they also includes, who did I say? Philanthropists and entrepreneurs who already feel like they have a right to govern and control your life. Bill Gates this week is making headlines for suggesting that perhaps America needs something like an AI program. The world, in fact, needs something like an AI program applied to each and every one of our devices to ban harmful speech.
Here you have Antiochus Epiphanes. I believe that that guy is Antiochus Epiphanes and in the reincarnation. And YouTube has taken down all the tens of videos I've done on this guy, even during the 2019 up until now. All the videos were silently taken down because he made a pact with the Google team to take down all videos, information regarding him, because everybody was calling him out. So he's juiced in, and I believe he's Antiochus Epiphanes in the reincarnation. And notice he's gonna keep popping up. These same faces just keep popping up. This guy just keeps popping up. I believe because he's a heavy hitter that troubled our nation in the ancient. And I just pray Yahweh Shem Yahshua in the same manner as he took him out, Antiochus IV, which is recorded in the book of Maccabees, second book of Maccabees, that he and likewise do it again.
Again, don't take my word for it. Listen to World Economic Forum darling Bill Gates himself, because he will be more than glad to tell you.
You should have free speech, but if you're inciting violence, if you're causing people not to take vaccines, where are those boundaries that even the U.S. should, have rules? And then
now, how can somebody else cause somebody else not to take vaccines? That makes no sense. What he's alluding to is anybody who speaks against what we say, anybody who dare basically have faith in our attempt to push fear upon the world. You are in the way. It's those dang prophets. It's those believers of the scriptures. It's those believers of God, the believers of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. We need to get them out the way. So they're going to use their specialty, which is their tongue, another strength that they have, to what? Move forward with their agenda. Psalms chapter 10. Why standest thou far off, O Lord? Yahweh, why hidest thyself in the times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord Yahweh abhorreth. This is what you're witnessing right now. The wicked, through his pride of his kindness, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not at all in his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above of his sight, out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He saith in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. Another devil that's on the that platform is that sodomite, the Amalekite, I forget his name, Avil or something like that, where he says we can make the Most High angry as much as we want. He also says that the days where we're just walking around doing whatever we want, unmonitored, unsurveillance, those days are over. We need to talk about getting monitorization under the skin. He's another one that says that's part of the group. They're all coming. They're all doing their job. It says his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Okay. Go to Psalms 12. It says, help, Lord Yahweh, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fail from among the children of men. They speak vanity. Everyone with his neighbor with flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. The Lord Yahweh shall cut off all flattering lips and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who have said, this is the devil, all right, this is their strength. With our tongue, we will prevail. Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? That's what they're saying. They're saying, look, we're the devil. We can convince the world whatever we want. So at one point we gave them rights and First Amendments and said it's protected. Now we can take it away by using the strength of deception, our tongue. Oh, hate speech and dangerous content, very dangerous misinformation, things of that nature. We can get your video taken down.
And if you have rules, what is it? Is there some AI that encodes those rules because you have billions of activity and, if you catch it a day later, the harm is done.
It's nice to have free speech. It's nice to have free speech, but we need more rules. So essentially, the proverbial they want not only to put stricter guardrails on what they deem to be free speech, which changes by the frickin' minute, apparently, but also want to preemptively prevent anything that crosses those boundaries from ever being publicly shared. And I cannot recommend.
Yep. That's how the devil get down. They can change and manipulate the meaning of whatever word they want at any time. Why? Because that's the strength of the devil. He uses his tongue. Free speech is no more free speech if it's so-called hate speech. If it's so-called misinformation. And guess what? We can change what misinformation means. We're going to change misinformation to simply just means anything other than what we say. So if we say that there's no cure for this disease except you get a vaccine, and you come in and suggest some remedy to either subside the symptoms or whatever it is according to the scriptures or because according to your research, we can just say that's misinformation. Doesn't matter what you provide, because we said nothing works, therefore nothing works. Right? So we can even label doctors and all these people, and we need to stop people from searching the truth. So let's try to get everything controlled, everything monitored. That's what this is all about. You got people getting FBI agents showing up to their door because they made posts on Facebook. All those things is just a way to slowly change the people into being under watch, under control, and need to be accepted under being a slave. That's what they want. They want you in slavery. And this isn't some surprise. This is all prophetic. It's in the scriptures. As the book of Revelation 13 and 15 says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. The image of the beast, as we read, is the Roman Empire system, which is that emperor dictatorship system. Today is considered New World Order, which is what they call it. It's on your American dollar, Nuevo Orleans. I forget the words, but it means New World Order. Also on the dollar is Latin words for out of many one, right? So that's the goal, one mind. We need people to be on one accord. We're the leaders, we're the dictators, we're the authority, we're the emperors. You all are just sheep, and you need to do what we tell you to do. All right? And first order of business, we got to reduce this population. Second order of business, and whatever it is on their agenda, right? That's what it's all about. Verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. That mark is the RFID microchip, which is they're going to try to forcefully implant. I wouldn't even say forcefully, but implant under the skin, in your hand or in your body for control, more monitoring. And that's the mark of the scriptures. But the mark needs a system, and this is a system they're looking to put in place. And I definitely want to read about the famine, because that's what this really all boils down to. As the scripture says, the Lord's word is the sword, his sword. And faith has to be taken out of the world for them to implement this change. So they have to use fear, and they have to silence prophets, have to silence the Israelites. Those who preach the book, the Bible, has to go. The videos have to be taken down. They can't be out on the street. We got to eradicate fear in order to distill fear for the people, on the people. How else are they going to take our mark if they got faith in the Lord? Amos 8:11, behold, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. That famine is happening. It's coming. Our videos getting taken down. We got to speak in code. Channels getting removed. They're about to start taking away free speech or whatever it is. And the target is always the Bible. It's number one, the Bible. It's number one, the truth. Because that's the strength. It's the fear. It's like the strength is the faith. For the believers. The strength of the believers of Yahweh Shem Yahshua is faith. And the strength of Satan is fear. And the Lord said he has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power. So our faith triumphs the strength of the devil, which is his fear. And they can't have that. So they have to eradicate faith by taking away the book, taking away the truth, by silencing us, taking out our videos, even so much as persecuting us, so that they can implement the chip. Okay, we even talking about public executions, as the scripture says, Revelation 20. So they're going to bring out the guillotine, which Donald Trump already said got to bring out the guillotine. Public execution, that'll put fear in the people. But the elect is going to be protected. Some of us are going to get grabbed up. Some of us are going to be made example out of. But that's okay, because we're not greater than our master. He was offered up. The Lord will, his faithful martyr, he has faithful martyrs set up to be offered up. But the Lord is going to protect his elect. So when they're going to come for the believers, the Lord's going to create a standard for them to escape. But it's just, I'm just noticing that the people in the world are starting to realize that, yes, this beast is starting to implement his image, and that's going to cause uproars of the people. So just understand this is all prophetic. It's all found in the book. We are at the end of days. And if you understand, if you can see that this is all prophetic, then your goal is to build up your faith, if you're an Israelite, in Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, so that you may be protected in that day, because this isn't no going around. No matter who you vote for, it's all going to the same agenda. As in the same book of Revelation 13, he had two horns like a lamb, but it's two horns of the same beast. Those two horns represents the Democrats and the Republic, which in the ancient Roman Empire were the plebeians and the patricians. So they're playing you on both sides, giving you the illusion that you had the power to change. Vote for he, vote for me, vote for me. But out of their same mouths are telling you, no matter what, we're going to move forward this agenda. So you have to just completely unplug yourself from voting and all that, and just put your faith in the Lord. That's all you can do, because there is no stopping, there is no changing. All right? With that, shalom.